Welcome back to Paint It Kids. This is Jessica, and today we're going to be learning to draw the Love Ranger. He is another Valentine's Day Fortnite character skin. If you missed our first one, which was Cuddle Team Leader, go ahead and check that video out. I really enjoy doing all these Fortnite characters. You know, Fortnite is really just all about having fun with your characters. And if you guys didn't know, there is actually a short film about the Love Ranger, and I'll leave the link in the description below. It's by Fortnite Films, and it basically just gives you a nice fun backstory about our character we're going to draw today. So what you'll need today is a piece of paper, a pencil, a marker, and then color pencils, crayons, markers, whatever you really want to use. Today I'm going to be actually digitally painting my character in Photoshop. So kind of switching it up and having some fun. All right, let's get started. So the first thing that I'm going to be drawing is my Love Ranger's head, and I'm just going to start with a line that goes straight down, and then a shorter line that goes a little across, and then an angled line that goes out and up, and then a straight line that just goes up, and that's going to be where his jaw is going to end. And now I'm just going to do the back side of his hair. I'm going to do two little zigzaggy curves. It almost looks like a Z tipped on its side, and the tail is kind of long. And then I'm going to be doing the front side of his hair. So I'm just going to do a nice little curve here, and that's going to start the wispy bangs that our Love Ranger has. And I just curve around, and then I bring it back up. So come around and then bring back up. And I'm just going to do two of those. And then I'm going to kind of guesstimate where the back of his head is going to be. And so I'm just going to do like little light waves until I'm pretty happy with where the waves are going to end. So I'm just going to wave and wave. And then once I know where I want his head to end, I'm going to just make a line straight down to show where the back of his head is. Make those little waves a little darker. And then I'm just going to add the ear right on top of that. And the ear just curves around and down, almost like a backward C. And then I curve around and down on the inside and give him a little bump for his ear. And then I just go down and then up to create his sideburns. And now I'm just going down an angle and then a straight line down, and then this little half circle on his chin, just to give him that stony effect. And then for a nose, I'm just going straight down over, and then for his nostril, I just go up and around, kind of like the inside of the ear. And then just a little half circle on the other side of his nose to kind of show where his other nostril would be. And then we're going to do two circles for his eyes. And then we're just going to add his eyebrows, and they're kind of angled up and then back. So I bring it up and then bring it back. And I'm just making his eyebrows really thin. I'm not going to pay too much detail on his eyebrows there. And then for his mouth, I just give it a little line, a little smirky smile, and a line underneath to show his lower lip. So now I'm going to get started on his neck here, and I'm just doing one straight line down, another straight line on the other side, and then two angled lines down for his shoulders. And then on his left shoulder, when you're looking at him, I'm just making a little square and then putting a line right down the middle. And then I'm adding a circle at the bottom of it, and this is kind of where his little toga wrap thing is. And then I just do another circle on the inside there. Now I'm going to get started on his shoulder over here, and again, he's made of stone, so we're going to do lots of angles. So an angle up, an angle down, and then a straight line down, almost like there's put him a triangle at the top there. Now I'm going to be doing his elbow, and that's just an angle down, and then angle up, that's going to be where his forearm is, and then a straight line out, and that's going to be the start of his hand. And then an angled line but a little bit straighter to have his forearm, and then a straight line again to show where his hand is. And then I almost do a triangle shape without the point though, because the point is absorbed by the circle. And then I just do a line right in the center again to show where the fabric is folded. And now I just go to his other shoulder and I do the same thing where I put two angle lines together. And then instead of doing a straight line down though, I'm going to be doing an angled one because his arm is turned toward us. And then I'm going to show where his biceps are, and I'm just going to bring that line down and then angle inward, angle back out, and then we have a line that angles back in, and that creates a very simple bicep shape. And now I'm just going to do a straight line across, And there are his arms folded across his chest there. And now I'm just going to do a straight line to show where the end of his glove is going to be. And I do 2 straight lines next to each other. I go back over to this top arm and do 1 straight line there, another straight line next to it. And then I'm going to put a line horizontally, and then I'm going to create a rectangle on the inside of that there. And then I'm going to do another straight line and another straight line, and then another square. And then I'm going to do a smaller square inside of that one. And then I'm just going to do a bunch of little lines horizontally across on that underarm there to make it look like the fabric gathers on that glove there that he has on that hand. And now I'm going to add a tie across his arm there, and I just do 2 straight lines next to each other, half circle, and then a leaf shape to look like it's a tied piece of fabric around his arm. Now I'm going to move on to his body, so I'm going to do a straight line down, and it's just going to poke out a little bit, and then I'm going to bring it in to a point. And then for the back here, we're going to do the back side of his toga, so it's going to go straight out and down. And then I'm going to do a curved line that's going to disappear behind his arm. And then another curved line following that one, and then just a straight line down to show the toga fabric folding. And now I just do 2 straight lines across there. Those are his little utility belts, and I just do a line, 2 lines vertically, and I kind of stagger them so they're not completely lined up. Now for this back leg here, I'm just going to angle down a little bit, and then I'm going to angle it in, kind of like I did on the other side, but bigger. And then after that, I'm going to go ahead and angle back out, and then angle back in, but this time it's going to be a little bit longer. And then I'm going to do a straight line down towards the center of where his legs are, and then I'm going to angle it in, and this is like to look like the fabric of his pants. And then we're going to angle back out and then angle back in, and we're starting to see a back leg there. Now we're just going to do a straight line towards the center of that angled line of that frontward leg, and then we're going to angle in, angle out, and then angle down and make it long, kind of like how we did with the other leg, but just a little bit different positioning, and then a straight leg down. And then we're going to go to the other side of his back leg, and it's going to go straight, and we're going to angle out, angle in, straight, angle out, and angle in. And so it's going to make it look like his fabric's all bunchy. And then with that last angle in, I'm just going to bring it down and make it extra long, and then I'm going to angle back out at an angle, and that's going to be his shin guard there. And then a straight line for where his boot is under his shin guard, and then 2 straight lines to show that strap that holds that shin guard in place. And at the very bottom of the shin guard, even though it's angling down and out, I'm going to bring it back angling outward and then straight across. And then I just do the same thing to the other leg, but the other leg is faced a little bit more forward, so we can go straight, angle down, and angle in. And then I just make those 2 straight lines where we flattened out on those pants to make it look like straps. And then he has a pouch that hangs out on that leg there, and that's just a curve on the outside, and then another curve to show where the flap of that pouch is. And now we're going to go to the bottom of his boot, and we just do a rectangle, 1 big rectangle, 1 tiny rectangle, and that shows it like strapping to his boot. And then his boot's just kind of a rectangular shape, but with curved edges. And then I divide the bottom of his boot up into 2 sections because he has this really big tread on the bottom of his boot, and then the strap of that armor on the top of it that goes through it. And then I just do lines through it to make it look like tread. And now I go to the other side and I do the same thing. I just make a square though, and then instead of his straps being rectangular, I make them triangles because we're doing a frontward view, and kind of disappears behind his boot there. And you just do it on either side. And then we give him kind of an oval shape for the top of that foot there. And then we follow with a curved square shape to look like the tread, and then we just do those vertical lines so that way we really can see just how serious his boots are. And now for the side detail of his pants, we're going to make almost an L shape, a 3D L shape. So I bring it across, down and out, and then I do the same thing on the other side to get that shape. And then I just do a square around both those shapes to make it look like the pattern that's on our Fortnite character when we actually look at it on Fortnite. And then he has all these little swirly details on himself, so I'm going to add those. The shoulder, you really can't see it, so we're just going to do 2 curved lines. His pec, we can see it more, so we'll do just a swirl. And then we do 2 lines for the collarbone, a line down for the center of his chest, and then a swirl on that top shoulder there. Alright, so now the only thing we have left is his wing, and the wing is a very, very simple shape. The rest of him is pretty little tedious details, but this one's pretty nice. It's pretty straightforward. So we're just going to go take a line up, and then take our line out, and then we're going to bring it down, and it's going to be at a little bit of an angle because it's a wing. And then we're going to do another line that follows that same angle, but it's going to be a little shorter, and then we connect the 2 lines. So it's this nice angled shape here. And then I do a half circle, and then I just follow right along the edge of the shape that I already made of the wing, and then a straight line across, and then 2 little half circles on the inside. And then now I'm just doing straight lines from that horizontal line that I made, and I make it all the way down, and I stop it right at the bottom of our wing. And there we have it. Our Love Ranger is now done. So the last thing that we want to do now is we want to Sharpie our character. So I like to use just your normal black Sharpie, but if you want to use a different colored marker, or if you have a finer tip marker, you can use that as well. He is a statue character, so he is gray and his pants are pink, so if you wanted to use a marker of those colors to outline him, feel free. This is your Love Ranger, so you can make it however you want. Now, if you have colored pencils or markers or crayons that you want to color in your Love Ranger, then go right ahead. With this video, I decided to plop him into my Photoshop and do some digital painting. And there he is all done. And for the colors, all I did was go online and find an image of him and just looked off the colors from that. So even if you wanted to do the many different versions of Love Ranger and the different color schemes, you go right ahead. And just to remind you guys, like I said in the beginning of our video, there is a short film made by Fortnite Films about the Love Ranger and kind of just his backstory. So I'll leave the link in the description below, and you guys can go ahead and check it out. Now, if you like what you saw here today, go ahead, like, subscribe, comment. You know, with you guys liking us and subscribing to us, it lets us know that we're doing our job right. If you would like to have an opportunity to be featured on one of our videos, then go ahead and submit your artwork to any of our social media platforms. And again, those links are in the description below. Thanks so much for watching, you guys, and we'll see you next time.